In the great plethora of Robin Williams films, there are quite a few that go under the radar, that get forgotten, that get unwatched. Might even get very low reviews as well. We have The Big White here with Robin Williams and quite a bunch of people that I recognize, such as Alison Lohman, Jim Blake Nelson, what's this guy's name? Woody Harrelson. Yes. Also Giovanni Ribisi, Holly Hunter. I know so many of these people from other far more successful movies, and here we are on a DVD released by Echo Bridge Entertainment. We have talked about Echo Bridge since the very birth of my film discussioning era. Echo Bridge releases a lot of low budget stuff. I'm looking up at films up above this computer screen to try to find one right now. Here we go. Blue Call is right here. Let's pull that out. Here we go. Blue Call. You even have it on the disc itself, a little barcode in the Echo Bridge Entertainment on Blue Call. Blue Call was one of my very first DVDs I actually reviewed in the Dollar Bin review series. This one was not found in a dollar bin, it was found in a pawn shop for 25 cents. Yeah, that's how worthless people think this film apparently is. Well, I watched it, and I actually had a great time. I had such a great time with The Big White. Maybe people thought this was going to be like a comedy, like a big comedy. The type of comedy that Hook, or Mrs. Doubtfire, or Jumanji, or what other movies that have Robin Williams been in that people really love? Patch Adams, he's been in quite a bunch of movies. Flubber, he's been in quite a bunch of movies that people really like, and it's mostly just they really like it because he's in it. In this case, The Big White is a movie that I really like, not because Robin Williams is in it, but because I just like everybody else in here as well. It is such a fun time, but the plot is so utterly convoluted and complicated and wacky and situational comedy type of grabs. It's not necessarily overacting, it's just very funny in this weird way. Comedy isn't one of the most subjective things that occurs in the world. There's a bunch of brain rot humor that a bunch of younger people really love, and they laugh and they can't breathe, they keep laughing at it, and I look at it and I just feel a headache coming on. When I watch The Big White, I have lots of chuckles, lots of smirks, lots of sneers, and when probably somebody else watches this, they get bored and give it a 20% out of 100 on Google reviews or something. So I can understand that comedy is incredibly subjective here. So I may like this movie, but most people may not. So I'm okay with that. I am prepared to be okay with that. Let's just talk about how complicated this plot is, and the way we could do that is to bring out the classic pad of paper and a pen. My classic pen here, the old staples since the dawn of this channel. We're going to be writing down the names of characters so that we could start doing all sorts of bullet points and drawing lines and circles and all sorts of things. So, first we have Robin Williams. I'm just going to name him Robin. He is broke. He is also married. Now we have wife. Robin Williams' wife. They are married. Robin Williams and his wife, right? She has problems. I don't necessarily know if they're real problems or if they're just very big stress problems. She was fine a couple years ago. It's recently that she's been having some problems, and all of the doctors say there's nothing going on. It's just magazines. She's found things in magazines and she's faking it and all that stuff. So who knows what's going on with the wife, right? But she has problems, right? Then we have Insurance Man. So we're gonna call him Insurance. Mr. Insurance Man receives a claim from Robin Williams for $5 million. No, for 5 years his brother has been missing, right? 5 years. Claim. Life insurance policy. But the law says that you need to have 7 years of the body being missing before they could pronounce the body to be dead. So they deny Robin Williams his claim. That night, Robin Williams ends up finding a body. This body was stored in a dumpster by two dudes. He takes this body and he stores it in his fridge as he begins to come up with a plan to make this body be his brother's body so that he can take the life insurance policy claim, because he's broke and he needs to get his wife help. He needs to get out of here, and his business is failing. He has nothing. He's basically got a few weeks before they take his business, they take the lights off and all of this other stuff. So he's running out of time, and he has no way to get the money to pay for any of this stuff that he has piling up. So he needs a miracle. And this is his miracle. The body that he found that was dumped in the dumpster by two dudes. He puts it in his fridge, and he comes up with a claim that it's going to be his brother. And he succeeds. He throws the brother's body, or the body, into a glacier. Into the snow ice. Right? And he covers the body with bacon and meat and all this stuff, expecting animals to eat it until it's unidentifiable, right? So Robin Williams goes and does this, and the body ends up being eaten, mostly eaten, and he gets called out there because he planted an ID on the body and a credit card in the brother's name on the body, right? He puts all of this on the body so that the cops call him as the next of kin. He comes out there, right? So he gets the claim. He does get the claim on the body, and he takes it to the insurance agency. And we're going to have this dude named Boss Man. Boss Man fast tracks the claim. It's an open and shut case. The police have already confirmed that the body was just eaten, and he's dead by being eaten, having probably died from the fall, from falling off a big cliff onto the snow ice below, and then being eaten by wolves or bears or whatever. So that's what the cops are saying, right? They have already confirmed this. They've already shut the case. The insurance claim Boss Man says it's open and shut. Let's give this guy his claim of 1 million wingwhams. $1 million, right? 1 million. There's a problem, however. The two dudes have come to look for their body because their boss says they need an actual confirmation of the body being killed. They can't just dump the body. They have to show the boss man that they've killed the body. These guys are mobsters, right? So they're gonna add that in here. Mafia. Just write mafia. Right? Okay. So the boss man has an employee called Insurance Man. And Insurance Man is very suspicious of this claim because Robin Williams has already come in a couple days ago and he smells trouble. He's basically Mr. Columbo in this. He's playing the Columbo, and he's doing a really good job at it. He really is. I don't know if the actor is actually a big fan of Columbo. He's actually watched a couple of Columbo episodes. Maybe, probably. It's a very popular show. I love it myself. So he's playing Columbo, trying to sniff out Robin Williams to get him to admit guilt because he doesn't actually have enough evidence. He could tell his bossman as much as he likes, but he doesn't have enough proof to convince anybody that Robin Williams is making an insurance claim fraud to get $1 million stolen from the insurance company, right? So they have a fight. These two right here, right? They have a fight about this, but Robin Williams comes out on top. And then the two dudes end up finding Robin Williams, and they kidnap the wife. Kidnap. and they say that you have to find the body and give them half of the insurance claim. Robin Williams lies and says it was only $100,000, so they want $50,000 of the insurance claim in order to let this all go, and they'll let the wife go and all this stuff. And these two dudes, the mafia dudes, they're they're not bad people. They're very incompetent. One of them is very effeminate. He makes dinner, and he makes dinner for the wife all the time, and he actually talks with her and tries to get her to admit that she's not actually sick, and she's just faking it because he's finding medical journals, he's finding magazines that she's been keeping and stuffing under her pillows. So he's been finding proof that she's been faking it, and he's trying to get her to do that. He's being very kind. He's making dinner, right? And the other dude is very kind as well. So the dude making dinner has the gun, and he points the gun at people, but he will never fire it. He's actually afraid to fire the trigger, and the wife actually knows this. And the other guy is like, "Dude, what are you doing? we don't need another body. Why?" So they set up this whole exchange, and it's very comedic. It's very fun. So Robin Williams ends up living in a trailer that used to belong to his brother. However, that night, after he holds a press conference for the funeral of his brother, the brother actually comes back, played by Woody Harrelson. Brother. He comes back, and he's mad at the brother. Mad at Robin. And he beats Robin up, and then Robin ends up spilling the beans. He's trying to do this so he can get money. And so Woody Harrelson says, "Dude, it's my death, so I want half the money. How much are you getting?" And so Robin Williams says, "I'm getting $50,000. So he says, "Half of that's mine, and then I'll go away." And so the brothers agree to that, even though Robin Williams is hiding $900,000 from both parties here. So that's fun. Wait till that gets found out, right? And so the insurance claim guy, he gets beaten up by Woody Harrelson for trying to hound Robin and trying to prevent him from cashing out, because, Woody Harrelson wants that money too. So the brother beats up the insurance man and scares him into cowing out the boss man, and Robin end up having a conversation, and Robin says that the insurance guy beat him up rather than his brother. So the insurance guy gets called in, he gets written up, and then he gets the claim immediately the day after, hand-delivered by the insurance man, and with an apology, right? And so the insurance man finally gets confirmation that Robin has been lying, because Robin pulls out a conch shell, and says this was the only thing that he had left of his brother. And then his assistant goes in and finds the conch shell and says, "I've been looking everywhere for this." But the insurance man doesn't really have too much. That's circumstantial, The sign and the conch could have been a gift from the brother, so who knows at that point. but he smells trouble, right? And let's bring in the insurance man's girlfriend. She is a psychic. GF psychic. And the psychic is very much in contact with almost everybody. Everybody calls her for help and life situational advice, and she gives them all sorts of kindly help and all this stuff. The insurance man doesn't really think too highly of psychic things. He thinks it's just mumbo jumbo and a bunch of ways to steal. He's the goody two shoes dude who doesn't want to trick money out of people. And the psychic lady is like, "I'm not tricking money out of people. The psychic crap may be fake, but the help I offer is genuine." And so there's a bunch of tension there. She helps the wife quite a bit, Robin Williams' wife. She helps her quite a bit. And then Robin ends up calling her and asking her a question incognito as Mr. Carlos. And he asks her, "What if you have to do something that may not be a nice thing to do, but you do it out of sheer love for somebody you love, and you're afraid that person you love is going to get hurt if you don't do something?" And so the psychic lady basically just says, "Go ahead and do it, love conquers all," right? So Robin Williams takes that as confirmation that he is going to take this $1 million. He's going to go through with it. He's going to steal it from the insurance company, and he's going to trick his brother, give his brother only $25,000 and have him run away. And then he's going to give $50,000 to the two dudes, and then he's going to take $900,000, take his wife, and flee Alaska. So all this is in Alaska, right? They're going to flee Alaska and get out of here, right? But then the brother finds out from the insurance man that it's actually a $1 million policy, so he beats the crap out of the insurance man, and then he goes to confront Robin, and he shoots Robin's wife. But luckily, Mr. Benjamin saved Robin's wife because Robin put all of the money from the insurance claim in the jacket that he put on his wife's body. So while his wife was wearing the jacket, the bullet hit a clump of Benjamins. So she survived, but, all of that money is gone. But hey, you get to save your wife for the cost of, $50,000? So that's okay, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's worth it. It's worth $50,000 to save the life of your wife. So you throw that clump of Benjamins with a bullet stuck in between them. You throw that to the ground. You throw that away. And you get to save your wife, right? And then the brother gets shot by the two dudes, and the two dudes flee with the money and the body, and then they feel bad about it, so they put the body back in the coffin, back in the graveyard where his brother was buried, so that the Robin can get away with the insurance claim. What's next? The insurance man ends up confronting Robin, even though he's heavily beaten up. He's very groggy and woozy, but he is determined to do the right thing until his girlfriend intervenes and has all four parties, Robin Williams, his wife, the girlfriend, and the insurance man, get into a car where they play the talking game, which is basically one person talks, everybody else listens. They're not allowed to talk until that person finishes, and then another person gets to take a turn. We don't get to see the entire conversation, but we get to find out that eventually they come to an agreement of some sort, because Robin and his wife are seen getting on a plane to leave the country, and insurance man and his wife get to rekindle their relationship, and they live happily ever after. So pretty much all parties except for Woody Harrelson, who does die, get to live happily ever after, including the two dudes. So it's a very fun movie. It's a very situational comedy kind of movie. It's not one of those outrageous, wacky things with like a laugh track or something like Good Luck Chuck or The Hangover or any of that 2000s comedies, right? It's not that type of comedy. It's the type of comedy that it doesn't really... It's, what's the word? It's straight man comedy. Everybody's being a straight man. A couple of them are being comedic, like the two dudes. But for the most part, it is straight man comedy. There's a lot of physical humor, like with the insurance man being beaten up to heck. But for the most part, it can be situationally comedic with all the complicated stuff going on. You see this big paper, this small paper that I could probably write on a bigger piece of paper, but then it would probably look like a madman's tacks on the wall with all sorts of strings connecting all of the plot points with this all grand conspiracy and all that. That's how complicated this plot seems on paper. But when you watch it, you will be able to follow it. You will follow it pretty fine. And honestly, you could have replaced Robin with anybody else. This isn't a Robin Williams movie. It's just a movie with Robin Williams in it. But it does get to show you that Robin Williams knows how to play a serious role. He knows how to play slightly comedic while being serious and emotional at the same time. And he is excellent at that. He was one of the best at it. If you've ever watched Patch Adams versus Mrs. Doubtfire, you could see how emotional Robin Williams knows how to do. He could turn the comedy on, then he could turn it off immediately and go into a serious mode that will get you moistening your eyes from how powerful he delivers that. He was a fantastic actor, and he continues to be sorely missed. So even though this is a very low-rated film, low budget, but low-rated, it's got like a 30% on various review things. I wouldn't give it a 30. I'd probably give it more about a 70, maybe a 75. It was a very fun time for me. I had a lot of good laughs, a lot of good jokes. I followed the plot very easily. Was it convoluted? Fine. Yeah, I don't care, but it was funny, so I don't care. And this is Big White. If you want to watch Big White, I would definitely give you a big thumbs up recommendation. I just have to forewarn you that comedy is subjective and you may not find it funny at all, or you may find it really uproariously funny. It all depends on subjective comedy.